The Ocean Race Europe Leg 3 has been described as the most intense yet by the sailors, with the Mediterranean springing all sorts of surprises weather-wise, and the battle for the win going down to the wire in Nice. We take a look at the tracker to see what options were taken, take a look at some of the footage on board, and then interviews with the winners in Nice. Leg 3 started with the sprint east to the scoring gate, with once again Biotherm taking the 2 points for crossing first and Cartagena taking the single point for crossing second. The fleet then made their way north initially, past Marmenor, before tacking out and taking across towards the Balearic Islands. As the fleet made their way northeast, you could see the ding-dong battle between Biotherm and Holcim PRB really started to develop. And great to see Alegrande Mape, having lost that protest in Cartagena after the Leg 1 crash, in third place. To put something like that behind you quickly and get back into racing mode is tricky at times. So really good to see them fighting hard against Cartagena and Melilla as they made their way towards Ibiza. Let's take a look at some stunning drone footage of Biotherm making their way along the island's coast. The complex weather conditions continued all the way along the Balearics, and as they made their way towards Mallorca, there was a balance between the stronger winds to the north and lighter winds to the south, but trying to gauge so that they could do the least distance but stay inside the breeze. And there were some difficult course decisions to be made by all of the team. Once again, Biotherm and Holcim PRB seemed to get the best of it, choosing their courses wisely with some great strategies on board. The tacking duel continued all the way along the coastline and then up until the north of Minorca before things started to smooth out and they took a relatively calm northeasterly reach all the way up to the French coastline near Saint-Tropez. It was at this point that Boris Herman on Melisia described the winds as a bit crazy, and Patrick Arquet also suffered from a sail overboard. So let's take a look on board with both of them.
Crazy wind situation near Porquerolles and Toulon area at the waypoint Charlie. We were just racing very close with Patrick and Thomas-Bouillon at sometimes 30 knots when we suddenly fully stopped and they kept going.
C'est bien, Louis.
Now we have new wind coming in. Hold on. And then they are stopped. So this is just a crazy day.
Attends, on va l'avoir ici.
On roule chez deux. Vers l'avant, on roule chez deux.
Donc ça rentre trop. Bah, je pense qu'il y aura de la molle à la fin. Là-haut. Ouais.
La rallonge verte.
De quoi? Rallonge verte. On va le refaire ça après.
The course then took the fleet to a virtual waypoint about 20 miles northwest of La Giralia, the rock at the northern tip of Corsica, before making their way back northwest towards Nice and the finish line. The battle for the win continued all the way to the finish line in Nice, with Biotherm having to match Holcim PRB's move every step of the way. Alagrande Mape took a fantastic third place, a great comeback for them, with Paprikakea 4th, Melizia 5th, Be-Water Positive 6th and Amala coming in 7th.
Dans quelques instants, mesdames et messieurs, des applaudissements pour le bateau.
Yeah, this one was so hard. The first one, full leg in the Mediterranean, and I think the Mediterranean was it was 100% Mediterranean, with the wind really tricky, and it was so hot and warm during the first 38 hours. And after we have this conflict between the cold front, so really warm wind from the east on the side, and really cold wind from the west on the other side. So it was big thunderstorm everywhere, and so the wind was not really predictable. Sometimes we were 2 knots, sometimes we were 30 knots, and it was really hard because we were in front, and to manage that with the fleet coming back every time was really hard.
It was so intense for everybody, for all the competitors, for the crew of Holcim PRB. So we fight against Biotherm from the beginning to the end, and even 2 hours before the finish, we hope to overtake them. So the battle is very nice. It's what we love in the ocean race, to fight against the very good crew, very best crew in the world, and to be able to see them all the time.
The current leaderboard shows their Biotherm in the lead with that perfect scoreline. And then Holcim PRB and Paprikakea are actually tied on 23 points. This is thanks to Paprikakea's second places on all of the scoring gates so far. Thank you for watching today. We'll keep you posted with all the latest news from the Ocean Race Europe on this channel. So please do subscribe using the button down here, and take a look at sailworld.com and yachtsandyachting.com for all the latest news in sailing.